Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today we're checking out Mark Ziegler's latest listing. This is a 1999 DeFever 44 Offshore Trawler Yacht. At the time of shooting this video, she was up for sale in Jacksonville, Florida, and she had an asking price at $259,950. This is a very spacious, practical, and comfortable long-distance cruiser. Should be ideal for liveaboard use, and she's got a lot of features that would make her ideal, especially if you've got young family or pets on board. I especially like the fact that you've got a large hardtop over the aft cockpit, and that gives you plenty of shade and protection. And the boat does come with canopy covers, where this can all be fully enclosed. And I like the fact that she's got an extended bathing platform with a boarding ladder. That makes it far easier for getting in and out the water if you've been swimming, but also easier for boarding the tender as well. As we pop on board and make our way around, I like the fact that there's a solid handhold throughout. Obviously in a day like today, tied up in the marina, this is no big issue, but if the boat was underway, especially if you were in heavy weather, it certainly makes you feel safe and secure. Once you make your way to the bow, it's a very clean and clear space up here. We do have storage in front of the main windows, which also doubles up as a seating area. And we've got an electric windlass, and this can be operated at the deck, but it can also be operated at the helm. And as I pan round, you'll see that full benefit of the beam. So this one measures in at 43 feet 10 inches in length. She's got a waterline of 38 feet 6 inches, a beam of 15 feet, a draft of 4 feet 7, and an air draft ranging between 21 and 26 feet depending on what antennas and masts you have raised and lowered. I love the fact that you've got deck access on both sides, especially if you're going to have a limited amount of crew on board. I love that shine off the fiberglass everywhere. This one's been well maintained over the years. And at face value, as far as I can tell, fill the tanks, fill the fridge, bring on your personal belongings and head on out. And then that takes us back to the aft cockpit. Again, you can see there's great headroom here with that solid hardtop. This can be fully enclosed with plenty of light, so it'd be nice to enjoy an evening out here. It's got an outdoor fridge and a little wet bar area. And notice how it's fenced in, for want of a better word. It's got paneling throughout, so it just seems to make it far more secure if you do have young kids or pets on board. And then popping up onto the Flybridge, it's only a few short steps, solid handholds in place to make it easier. And this is a Flybridge that's been designed for cruising, not just for berthing. There's a ton of seats up here, there's storage under most of these seats. I love the canopy cover that's here. This can be removed in sections, so if you want you can roll the windows up, you can take the isinglass out, you can turn it into a bimini top, or obviously you can remove everything completely. And this one's got a rigid inflatable boat as a tender, and she's got an engine that's a 20 horse outboard that was installed in 2020, so it's only around 2 years old. And this is easily launched and retrieved using the deck crane, and then you can just secure it up to that bathing platform on the aft. Moving forward, again you can see more of the seating area. I also like the headroom in here, even although it's got the canopy there, I didn't have any issues and I'm 6'2". You also have great visibility up here, not just for when you're cruising, but when you are doing close quarter manoeuvres. There's very few blind spots up here. And we do have an extensive navigation equipment. You get the wind speed and direction. There's a mount here for a tablet. You got Simrad autopilot. And this one is twin diesel, but she is equipped with a bow thruster. You get full engine instrumentation, including pressure gauges and temperature gauges. And as I mentioned, there's the dimensions of this boat. So unfortunately she's not capable of doing the loop, but should be perfect for spending summers up north, cruising around Maine, New York, things like that, and spend your winters down south, enjoy South Florida, over to the Bahamas, and island hop through the Caribbean. And then we've got a multifunction display here. This is hooked up to be chart plotter as well as radar. And underneath the main console at the Flybridge, there's a ton of storage that's currently being used for housing safety equipment. And then as we make our way aft, you'll see here it's got an Orca cooler. You can use this as a cooler, but you can also use this as additional storage if you preferred. Love how easy it is to walk around. And then as we make our way back down on the aft cockpit, we'll pop inside. It's just a few short steps down at the side of the Flybridge steps. And then you'll first see that we have the galley on the port hand side. I loved how much visibility there was here in natural light, and those windows open so you get plenty of ventilation, especially when you're cooking. There's plenty of storage space. We've got the gas burner with the oven. There's a great deal of countertop space to help when you're preparing your meals. And then this one's got these full height lockers. It feels almost like a pantry, and I love the fact that the doors lock into place. That way it's safe and secure for when the boat's underway. This has certainly been designed and equipped for long-term liveaboard use, whether that's a permanent liveaboard or whether you're just spending weeks at a time. And one of the issues you commonly find when you are doing extended cruising is trying to hold on to refrigerated and frozen goods. But this one has been tastefully upgraded, where on the starboard side you'll find we've got a full height fridge freezer, and then we also have a smaller fridge, which I personally would use as a drinks fridge to keep it separate. Very few boats of this size and design come as well equipped as this one. Speaking of additional equipment that makes it great for passage making, is this one's also fitted with stabilizers, so that way you can minimise how much pitch and roll you'll have, both at anchor and while the boat's underway. Moving forward, it takes you into the saloon, and I love how comfortable the accommodation is. This went through a mini refit in 2020, and that included replacing all of the cushions that you see here. I love the combination of the large windows for natural light, but there's also a lot of artificial light. We've got a large dining table, which I reckon you probably get about 5 or 6 adults sitting around here. And this table actually drops down, so it can be converted into an extra berth if you needed it to be. And underneath here you see we do have a little stool, and this doubles up with it can be a footrest for that really nice lounger we have over on the side. And notice the hatches on the deck. This leads into the engine compartment, but there's actually several ways to get into the engine room, and I'll show you that in a second. Then we've got the lower helm on the starboard side. I love that traditional ship's wheel. Again, note the side access you've got to the deck. And up overhead, we've got the depth, speed, log, tridara. We then have the autopilot next to it. And then we've got the controls and monitoring of the stabilizers on board. And then again, we've got the full engine instrumentation, including all your temperature and pressure gauges, things like that. You got your bow thruster control, you get your compass, and then we have another multifunction display unit that's coupled up for chart plotter and radar. And you can see here we also have the controls for the windlass and for the spotlight that was mounted on the front. And then we have the VHF radio down below as well. Over on the port hand side, where this TV is, you can move the TV out and this would make a great navigation station for plotting out your course. And I love the fact it's got such a large drawer here, that way you can keep all your navigation tools close at hand, as well as keeping charts and things like that in here too. And down below we've got the main control panel on board. And what I liked about this one is just how clearly everything is labelled. It is so easy to understand what is switched on or switched off. You also have all the details about the generator or the shore power. And then as we move forward, this will take you into the guest cabin. And this can be sectioned off. You see there's a panel here to close as a door, and then we've got the folding section overhead. So you could close this off if you wanted privacy. And down here you'll find we've got a V-berth in the guest cabin forward. And one of the things I liked about in here was just how much headroom there was. Again, I'm 6'2" and I didn't have any issue standing this far forward on the boat. This does offer both natural and artificial light. I like the fact that the little hatches that you see, they're actually opening so you can get additional ventilation. You get access up forward to the anchor locker. There's additional storage underneath the bunks themselves. And there is a heads compartment down here, so this could be the ensuite for the cabin, but it's also more than likely going to be the day head that you'll use while the boat's underway. This one's got plenty of storage for your toiletries and personal belongings. You get the toilet, you get the shower. I should point out this one comes equipped with 350 gallons of fresh water. She's got 900 gallons of fuel and 40 gallons holding tank capacity. And again, there's an opening hatch in here, that way you get extra light and ventilation if needed. And opposite the heads compartment, we've got storage behind those louver doors. I like how the doors lock into place, again keeping everything safe and secure. And also like the louver effect, that way you've got air circulating through and it avoids that damp mouldy smell that you sometimes get on boats. And it's from this section that the boat offers its party piece. There is easy engine room access in here. And this is by far one of the cleanest, one of the most illuminated, and one of the most detailed engine rooms I've ever been on, regardless of the boat size and boat value. Somebody's put a lot of time, money and effort into maintaining this engine room. So you can see straight away, this one has got a number of engine spares available. You've also got your water maker over in the corner. And down here you're looking at a pair of Perkins. These are M135 diesel engines. They've got approximately 135 horsepower each and approximately 2600 hours logged on the clock. I love how clean the engines are. There is no signs of leaks or anything like that anywhere. But also if you notice on things like the oil filler, you can see all the dates where everything's been serviced and maintained. You can see we've got the fuel and water separators, as well as the fuel filters themselves. In general rule of thumb when it comes to boats, the easier it is to maintain an engine, the more likely it is that maintenance is taking place. And in a boat like this, there's no excuse for maintenance not being carried out because everything is so accessible, so detailed. It's an engineer's dream down here. Then we've got the generator, and then at the back wall, you'll see what I mean about all the labelling that's gone into place. If you want to shut something on or off, you know straight away which one you're controlling. Even the batteries and the toolbox, they're all easily accessible as well. And this just gives you the confidence that if you did want to make some sort of passage making, you got the stabilizers, you got the fully equipped engine room. There really is no stopping you enjoying your next cruise. And we even have all the air conditioning units clearly labelled out and serviced, so that the boat can stay the perfect temperature no matter where you go. And I like the fact you do have those hatches on the main saloon, so that if you ever did need to do any sort of major service and rebuilds, upgrades, anything like that, it's easier to get access into this engine room for lifting anything in and out. But obviously if your day-to-day checks, you just come through this forward hatch and everything's there for you. And if we pop back up and make our way aft, this one does have an owner's aft stateroom. I love the fit and finish in here. You've got a large island bunk, and that way it's easily accessible from both sides. There's a ton of storage in here from lockers and drawers. There's great headroom throughout. This really could be somebody's permanent home if they wanted it to be. And in these louver door storage, not only do you have great hanging locker space, but this is those canopy covers I was talking about earlier that you can put around the aft deck and make it all fully enclosed. And of course there's storage on either side. She's almost got a symmetrical design to her. But one feature I really want to highlight on this one is the natural light and the ventilation. If I slowly pan the camera around, just look at the number of hatches that's down here. I've never seen as many opening hatches available in an aft cabin in a boat of this size before. And they all have little brackets so you can secure them when they're open, and they also have mesh screens as part of the boat, and that way you can keep all the bugs out. This is one very well thought out liveaboard cruiser. And as you'd expect, this one is ensuite, so you got your own heads compartment down here. I personally like the fact that the shower compartment is separate from the toilet, but you do have the toilet, the shower, the sink. You got countertop space here and plenty of storage for your toiletries and personal belongings. And that shower has got a great amount of room in there. You can actually enjoy the shower. Some of the boats I've been on before, as much as they have a shower, good luck trying to use it. And another obstacle this one has resolved for you, as if you are looking at doing extended cruising, this one's actually got a washing machine on board. And that way you can not only keep up to date with all your clothes, but that way it keeps all your linens and towels and things like that fresh and clean for you as well. I'd like to thank Mark Ziegler for the opportunity to come on board, check this one out and share it with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really does make a difference. And as always, I'll catch you on your next one. Thanks everyone.